Imagine a 6-year-old child running barefoot on ice at -30 degrees. His frozen, trembling hands are holding a small stone spear, and behind him, he can hear the growl of a hungry saber-toothed tiger. This is not a nightmare. This was childhood, 25,000 years ago. Today, if our kids feel a little cold, we just turn up the thermostat. But in the Ice Age, many children never even made it to adulthood. Hunger, cold, disease, and predators were all part of their everyday life. Death was always hovering nearby with every snowstorm. And yet, those children survived. How? They didn't just spend their time hiding or crying. They wrote a story, the very reason you and I exist today. So let's turn back the pages of time and look at the untold story of those forgotten children of the Ice Age. Chapter 1, the thermal spacesuit. Outside the cave, a terrifying snowstorm is raging. That same little child sits in a corner of the cave, shivering. His body is small, so compared to an adult, he loses body heat much faster. If he isn't kept warm in time, hypothermia could take his life. But his parents didn't have a modern heater. What they had was a needle, a tiny needle made of bone. At the Sungkir site in Siberia, archaeologists uncovered the remains of children who lived about 30,000 years ago. Buried alongside them were thousands of mammoth ivory beads, once sewn onto leather clothing. This gives us solid proof that their clothes weren't made just for looks. The hood, the trousers, and the boots together formed a protective outfit that blocked out the cold wind as much as possible. To keep their children alive, these early humans poured the most advanced technology of their time into a single needle and thread. Chapter 2, the dangerous diet. When there was nothing but ice all around, there was no farming and no easy access to fruits or vegetables. For an Ice Age child, food itself was the biggest survival challenge. Their tribe's main food source came from large animals, mammoths, woolly rhinos, and reindeer. But such tough meat wasn't easy for a small child to eat. That's why anthropologists believe mothers would often chew the meat themselves first to soften it before feeding it to their children. But simply filling the stomach wasn't enough. In -30-degree cold, a growing body badly needed healthy fats and vitamins. That's why nutrient-rich parts, like bone marrow and organ meat, were considered precious. At many sites, researchers found mammoth bones deliberately broken open, just to extract that marrow. It might seem strange to us today, but in that era, it was a natural superfood. Perhaps it was this very nutrition that made a child's body and mind strong enough to be ready for the next day's fight. Chapter 3, the toy simulators. The Ice Age had just one rule. Either you learn or you die. There, even childhood was part of survival. At many prehistoric sites across Europe, scientists have found miniature spears and tools set alongside full-sized weapons, so small, in fact, that they wouldn't even fit properly in an adult's hand. Researchers believe many of these were made for children to practice with. Picture it, that same 6-year-old child aiming at ice figures or wooden targets. One day, his spear misses. An elder points out the mistake and corrects him right there, because that very same mistake in a real hunt next month could cost him his life. Maybe he wasn't just playing. Maybe he was learning the most important skill of his life. And every time his spear landed a little closer to the target, his chances of staying alive grew too. Chapter 4, the Predator Protocol. Now, here's something that might surprise you. When cave lions, wolves, and other predators roamed outside the cave, a single loud scream could put the entire tribe in danger. Researchers believe Ice Age people developed ways to communicate without speaking at all. Hand signals, eye signals, the slightest movement of the body. Imagine. One night, the sound of a cave lion's heavy breathing drifts in from outside. The entire tribe goes completely silent. That same 6-year-old child sits quietly in the dark too, holding his breath, because even a small cough could give away their location. In that world, silence wasn't just discipline. Sometimes, it was the very difference between life and death. Chapter 5. The Google Maps of the ancient world. The most surprising part of this story begins deep in the darkest corners of the caves. At the Grotte de Fontenette cave in France, archaeologists uncovered footprints belonging to children aged 6 to 12. And in those same depths, they found patterns traced by small fingers on the cave walls. Researchers believe adults would lift these children onto their shoulders so they could reach those high, distant surfaces. This wasn't just art. This was knowledge. This was memory. This was a way of passing information from one generation to the next. Perhaps this is how that same 6-year-old child was also learning which path was safe, where a camp could be set up, and what should never, ever be forgotten. He wasn't just making marks on a wall. He was becoming part of the collective memory of human civilization. So today, when we ask how Ice Age children survived, the answer isn't simply that they were strong. They were made an essential part of survival itself. The finest clothes were sewn for them. Their play was turned into training, and their small fingers played their part in passing human knowledge from one generation to the next. Next time you close your door because you feel the cold outside, take a moment to think about those little footsteps, the ones that learned to walk through a silent world of minus 30 degrees. Because if those people had given up in front of that frozen hell, then maybe you wouldn't even be hearing this story today. And maybe we wouldn't even be here. Think about it.